If and when you see this in any given court case where someone puts in something called a letter of indemnity, declaration of solvency with lawful consideration, silver bullion bond with some registered mail in it, without them actually being a chartered bank or actually having real interest in whatever it is that they're saying they're using as collateral as a bond, which 90% of people who do this don't. If they're assisting you, run away from this, because what this is going to do is it is going to bar all your solutions, because this is the bread and butter of what they've put out there to stop people from actually getting remedy. And there are a lot of people out there that want you to do this. You waste all your money and then you find someone to try to fix this for you. This is a headache. And when any magistrate or acting judge sees this, or any attorney sees this, they know they've got you by the balls. This is exactly what they want to see. If you, under any circumstance, see anyone to tell you to bond a case by doing something like this, talking about a silver bullion bond with some registered mail numbers, just because they filed it in some recorder's office, that's some BS. They're setting you up. Do a 180 degrees and run. When you see someone doing act of state, a declaration of private American national standing, or whatever it is they want to call it, and that stuff is long-winded like this, and they start putting quotes taxpayer, quotes driver, quotes this and that, and they start delineating, try to educate someone to delineate the difference between what United States all caps, United States lower caps is, what a federal zone and what it isn't. They're trying to define stuff using Black's Law Dictionary, all that. Run away from that. It does you no good. One, all these people already know what this is, and you're wasting your time doing all this crap. What they're gonna do is they're gonna do an order that says you're wasting our time, and your paperwork are frivolous, and you're dealing with theories. They're not saying you're right, they're not saying you're wrong, but you are in fact dealing with theories, because you're not dealing with the matter at hand. Instead of you bringing the law in, bringing certified copies in, accepting oaths, moving for things to happen, putting admissible evidence in, you're doing some other stuff on the side like this. This is not even a collateral attack. It's just theories. Theories pertaining to what's going on. If you're being charged with bank fraud and you're doing all this, you are lying to yourself about what is going on. And they know they've got you. And in fact, they want you to do this, because this is exactly how they're going to railroad you. So just a heads up for you. Look out for this and stay away from it, because it's gonna cause them to categorize you for good as a sovereign citizen, and they will bar you from filing anything else. And this, I'm sure you've seen something like this before. Notice of fee schedule, right? Nothing wrong with a notice of fee schedule. Nothing wrong with it. But if you're doing a notice of fee schedule, what is the standing and capacity as to why that's valid, or why anybody should even move or act on that? Who's liable for it? Why? What is the law that binds them to it? What is the law that holds them liable to give you that amount? What is it? You just filing some fee schedule, putting all this unauthorized citation, warning issued on paper, this and that, bringing up charges. Okay, nothing wrong with that. If you're charging things, nothing wrong with it. But where's the contract that shows that they're liable to all this? And right now, if they're bringing you as a defendant, what standing do you have to subrogate them to do this? Are you bringing this through a counterclaim? You're not bringing this through a counterclaim, and even if you are, you still have to be able to state a claim upon which this relief can be granted. When someone tells you to put fee schedule into a case where you're the defendant, and they're not talking about removing a case with you being a plaintiff, a counterclaim is very much like a a counterpunch, a counterattack. They're not talking about that, and you're still a defendant in any given case, and they're putting fee scheduling for you, or they're telling you to use a template to say, yeah, you all got to pay me because you're bringing me in here. That phrase, you all got to pay me because you're bringing me in here, has validity to it if you're using it correctly. But if you're just a defendant and you bring in a free schedule with all this, you're setting yourself up. And whoever's telling you to use that template is setting you up. And guess what? Once you've done all that, this is what they're going to do to you. They're going to issue an order and let you know what you're doing is you're pursuing theories and sovereign citizen stuff. And that you're wasting the court's time and your papers are frivolous. Go look up this court case. The magistrate further warned petitioner that to the extent he is attempting to pursue theories presented by redemptionists and sovereign citizen adherents, such theories have been recognized by the court as frivolous and a waste of court's resource. All those indemnification bonds, silver bonds you put in the case, if whoever introduced that to you is not really giving you the full, clear, complete detail, the true bird's eye view of what is going on, what gives you the standing to be able to use it, and they're just putting it in because they're saying you got to bond the case, the commercial thing, you got to bond the case. You're setting yourself up for failure. If you're dealing with some serious stuff that they're bringing against you that you know they love screwing people over with, and you're fucking around doing some indemnity, silver bullion bond in a case, putting in some fee schedule, you're playing with your life because you are in fact wasting time, and all those are frivolous. You're not dealing with the issue at hand. Stop running away from it. Attack the stuff and face it. There's this presumption whereby people say if you put anything in, you're submitted to their jurisdiction. My man, the moment you put in an indemnification bond, that's considered a pleading. The moment you put in that thing called a pleading, that's the subject matter jurisdiction right there. That's considered an argument, whether you like to accept it or not. And especially if what you put it in has nothing to do with actually assisting you get rid of that matter, they're looking at you like you're stupid. They really are. And while they're looking at you like they're stupid, they're smiling because they know you're food. You are a well-seasoned food. You've been well-seasoned by other people's ignorance, or some people know, because there are many people out here deliberately distributed out into society to teach people these things, to misinform people. And they realize, oh, our work is finally coming around real good. We got you. You think you're going to fix yourself and use the law, right? We successfully distracted you. Now you're our food, and you've just served yourself in a platter. You're not dealing with constitutional claims that you ought to be bringing. You're not doing affirmative defense. You're not objecting to things. You're not bringing in breakers that's going to kick our ass. Good. This is exactly what we want to see. So now we're just going to play the role of the good guy affording you due process. But in the process of doing that, we're going to be your God and say, hey, look, you're doing all this other stuff over here. So stop wasting our time. We're now going to really be your daddy and your mom. But you're so stuck in belligerent mode, looking to do some other special stuff somewhere because somebody has hyped you up, made you feel good. I've put you in a belligerent mode when all you have to do is simply enforce the Constitution and the basic stuff. Learn the rules of civic procedure. Those aren't their stuff. These are ancient principles that they've adopted. Use it. Learn it. Learning it does not put you under their jurisdiction. It assists you understand how things work. It assists you comprehend the etiquette and the aspect of how things work that you've lost. Then there are certain African proverbs that said, only a few words needs to be spoken to the wise man. The rest will be internalized and self-reflection will be done. And then there's a well-spread known one in the Western world that says a wise man speaks with few words. You're doing papers after papers after papers, all these bonds, all these other sovereign citizen crap. You're setting yourself up for failure.